You know, I've been really on the fence about having rhinestones on my t-shirt. Now, make sure I'm in focus. Now, the reason why I say that is because when I bought this t-shirt right here, I did not know that it had all these rhinestones in it. Now, I'm a big Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. That's my guy. You feel me? Now, this shirt is absolutely immaculate. Shout out to Culture Kings for this t-shirt right here. Now, it got the Stone Cold, you know what I'm saying? The white skull with the Stone Cold right there. And on the back, it says, oh, my hair is hella long, so you probably might not be able to see it. But it says, and that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold shit show. What? And then, you know what I'm saying, to turn my swag all the way on, you feel me? I got that Stone Cold, you know what I'm saying, hat right there. You know what I'm saying? We Stone Colded up. You know what I mean? We Stone Colded up on a wonderful day today. You feel me? Today's Memorial Day. We in this bit. Happy Memorial Day to all the veterans out there. You know what I'm saying? To everybody who put in that work, who served this country. Shout out to my great-grandfather. Shout out to my great-uncles. Shout out to my father. Shout out to everybody who served in the American military and did their thing. My hat's off to you. Well, I'll tip my hat to you. That's what I'll do. Tip my hat to you. You feel me? But, you know, your boy, he got the Stone Cold t-shirt. We good. We Gucci. What up? And welcome back to the stew. We about to get cracking right now. Let's make sure your boy is in focus. Let's make sure your boy is in focus. So what up? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Welcome back to your boy channel. My name is Ajani. Thank you guys for tapping in once again. Thank you guys for checking me out. I want to say shout out to everybody who watched my last vlog. My mom, she had open heart surgery. She's now recovering. And man, going through that whole entire situation with my mom having to have open heart surgery, man, it was a lot. It was heavy. But you know what? My mom's a warrior. So shout out to my mammy, Tamara Roach. You're a real one. You a G. I'm so proud of you. I'm thankful for you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being an absolute warrior. Thank you for being the best mom ever. Thank you for just being a dope ass person. And thank you for just being who you are. Like, without your mom, without your dad, you're nothing. You feel me, in this life? So I always want to pay respect, and I always want to show love to my mama. Shout out to my brothers too. Adrian, Isaiah. Shout out to my nephew, Caden. Shout out to my sister, Kendra. Shout out to all my homies too. Shout out to all the homies, the homie Elliot, the homie Anthony, the homie Belush. Shout out to the homie Julio, the homie Dante. Shout out to just everybody. Shout out to everybody out there who's just doing their thing, man. Just much love. I appreciate you all. Just thank y'all for just being my homies, and y'all just some real ones, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to all y'all, you know what I mean? Happy Labor Day to y'all. Man, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be vlogging. Today, we're gonna have a dope video. There's 3 important ass things that I do wanna talk about, you know, and I gotta speak. I gotta talk about this. So we getting ready to get this cracking right now. And you know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Hey. All right, so I gotta pull out my notebook right here. And before I get started with this video, I just gotta say, the landscape of the United States of America right now is very, very shaky. There's a lot going on the political front. There's a lot going on the government front. There's a lot going on throughout each and every community in America. There is nobody from the Epstein files has been arrested. People are still raping children and eating babies. And I wish that this was not real. I wish that everything that I want to talk about today didn't exist. But there seems to be a disconnect with government and people. There seems to be a disconnect in politics and the U.S. citizens. And I just want to give my 2 cents of just my perspective of how I'm seeing everything play out here in America. I love this country. I love the people in this country. I was born, I was raised, I was bred here in America. I, Ajani Giri, I'll never turn my back on this country. But there comes a time where a man has to stand up and he has to really speak his truth no matter what. And he has to not be afraid to put himself out there for the truth to be spoken, no matter who likes it or not. So there's 3 things I do want to talk about today. Is number 1, AI data centers. Number 2, underground living. And number 3, anti-blackness and racism. So starting off with number 1, these AI data centers. So I'm gonna pull out my notebook like I said. I hope you guys are good out there. Like I said, everything that I do want to talk about today is deep, and I don't know who this message is going to reach, but to whoever this message does reach, just know that I can only tell you the truth, and I can only speak the truth, and I don't want to lie to you about anything. And I'm just going to be straight up, and I'm going to be honest about everything I talk about, because that's just who I am, And that's a guarantee that I am going to make about myself. This is deep. I wish I was more like, hey, spunkity spunking up. No, but I'm not. All right. So, as we all know, throughout social media and on the news, that the United States of America, at a rapid pace, is installing these AI data centers all across the country. And it's already starting to take shape and effect on multiple communities and multiple towns all across America. What we are starting to see is tech companies and billionaires start to gather up and buy a whole bunch of land and build AI data centers across America. Now, an artificial intelligence data center needs to be supplied with two things: a water supply and a huge, huge, huge power supply. And what we're seeing in a lot of towns, in a lot of cities, are these data centers being rapidly put up all across the country. Now, there's a lot of things that people don't know about these data centers, and they definitely need to be educated on. And I'm not saying that I have all the information about these AI data centers, but I heavily encourage you to do your research and really figure out what's going on, because you're going to need to know how this does affect you and possibly your community. So, number one, every single data center that you're going to see uses 1 to 5 million gallons of water daily. Every data center that you're going to see needs to have a massive power supply. These AI data centers, they can't run, or they don't run, off of salt water, so their only resource is fresh water for cooling these data centers down. Now, the problem that we have here is that across the country where these data centers are being built, what you're seeing in these communities is that their water supply is being contaminated. You're seeing people's water turn this brownish yellow color, and the environment is definitely being impacted from these AI data centers. And there's been a whole bunch of kickback and pushback from the residents of every single city and town about these data centers, because we're starting to see that the water, like I said, has become unusable. And that's a massive problem, because as we know, we need clean drinking water in order to survive. And if we don't have clean drinking water, unfortunately, as a people, we kind of go extinct. Now, the problem is that we have these money-hungry tech billionaires going around buying up all these plots of land, and they want to build these AI data centers, and it's harming the communities, it's harming the cities, and it's harming the environment and its surroundings. Because of these AI data centers generate so much power, there's a consistent frequency and there's a consistent noise that's being put off by these data centers that's affecting and hurting wildlife. Now, I'm going to be the first one to say this right here. In California alone, they want to build over 300 new AI data centers. what that's going to do to the overall environment is going to be catastrophic. And there's just no way around that. It's going to be completely devastating to people's livelihoods, and it's going to put people really in a position to where they're not going to be able to sustain themselves and live if they don't have clean drinking water. Now, we have a whole bunch of people, all these tech billionaires and these CEOs of all these companies saying that they love these AI data centers, but they refuse to drink the water of these contaminated sites. What they don't understand is that they're putting people in a position to where they have to choose survival or outsourcing their water. And that's not okay. And that's not all right. In Georgia, a data center in Social Circle, Georgia, the residents have raised major concerns about an AI data center that Mark Zuckerberg has an AI data center, and the residents are very alarmed because they don't have potable water. Their water is turning brown, and it's unsustainable. It's unusable. In Texas, there's a town, I forgot where it's at, but the residents, they don't have clean drinking water from these AI data centers. So we have a huge problem here, because what we are starting to see is the impact of AI on the livelihood of American citizens already. Now, like I said, it takes 1 to 5 million gallons of water every single day just to cool down these AI data centers. Now, if you multiply that by the mass amount of cities that there are here in America, we're not going to have any water. This is absolutely crazy. If I told somebody about this, they'd be like, yo, no, that can't happen. That's not right. How can they build on land or in these towns and have these data centers where the residents, they don't want this because they see what's happening to their communities? And it's so wild how we have these companies who are able to just bypass all these laws and build these data centers and put people's lives in danger. And I'm just sitting here like, this is absolutely batshit crazy, because if people don't have fresh and clean drinking water, they die. They die. And I wish there was more of a intellectual, a sophisticated way for me to say that, but quite frankly, there just isn't. If you guys don't know, I'm gonna let you know right now. In Utah, Kevin O'Leary, the guy from Shark Tank, wants to build a 40,000 acre AI data center in Box Elder County, Utah. And the power capacity required for this AI data center would be 9 gigawatts. And that's more than all of the whole entire state's usage of power. And the kicker about that is that Kevin O'Leary wants some of the costs for these AI data centers on American taxpayers that we should have to pay for this 40,000 acre AI data center in Utah, when they're the ones who want to build these AI data centers, and the people of Boulder Creek or Box Elder County, Utah, they don't want this AI data center there. In my hometown in South Lake Tahoe, if you don't know, I'm gonna let you know right now. I grew up in Northern California. I'm a California kid. I was born in South Lake Tahoe, California, and I'm damn proud of that. And shout out to all my Tahoe folks out there. But NV Energy has told 50,000 residents of South Lake Tahoe that they're going to need a new power supply because they're going to allocate all their resources to these AI data centers. My older brother lives in South Lake Tahoe. My nephew lives in South Lake Tahoe right now. And to know that they are going to need a new power supply because of these AI data centers are being built is very troubling to me. Here's a couple facts, and here's a couple things that you might have not known about South Lake Tahoe. Number one, uno. South Lake Tahoe, or Lake Tahoe alone, has enough water to fill all of California up with 14 inches of water. Lake Tahoe is the largest alpine lake in North America. Lake Tahoe has some of the freshest and purest drinking water in the whole entire world, with it being 99% pure water, and then you could drink it straight from the tap and you're good to go. Lake Tahoe has 39 trillion gallons of water in it. Lake Tahoe is a magical place. It's one of the most beautiful places that anybody has ever seen, honestly. The water is just so clear. The water is just so blue. The water is fresh. And to know that they're going to be putting these AI data centers up in Lake Tahoe and it's going to contaminate that water, to me, it hurts me. It hurts my soul because I love South Lake Tahoe. And what that town means to me is everything. All my childhood memories, my friends that I grew up with. South Tahoe High School, home of the Vikings. Mr. Viking right here. You feel me? But to know in a real way that they're going to be using the lake and its fresh water supply for these AI data centers, there's going to come a day where the water from Lake Tahoe is going to be contaminated from these AI data centers. And to me, that's absolutely egregious. That's terrible. That's absolutely insane. It's ludicrous. I personally, I've signed petitions already to stop AI data centers from being built up there. I feel like there should be protections for places like Lake Tahoe. And I feel like these AI data centers, they need to figure out a way to where they can get a different water supply, like reusable water, in order to cool these systems down. Because, like I said, if people don't have clean and potable water, they die. And that's just how real it is. I wish like there was a way I could make this and break this a lot easier to people, but honestly, there is no way around this. I feel saddened. I know I feel saddened, and like I said, the impact of these data centers are already catastrophic, and it's already been bad and horrible for residents and a lot of people in a lot of different cities and towns across America. And I feel like if this keeps going on and if people are not able to have clean and potable water, you're going to see, and I hate to be a fearmonger. I hate to be somebody who even talks about things of this nature, but I have to speak about it. And if there's a way that my voice can impact anything in this world, I'm gonna just try and put myself out there to do that, because I'm not gonna be a coward and not speak up. These tech companies and these billionaires, they're gonna have a huge problem on their hands. And that brings me to the second thing I wanna talk about is underground living. What we're starting to see is a lot of these tech billionaires and a lot of these individuals who want to build these AI data centers at an alarming rate. They're starting to build bunkers, and they're starting to build infrastructures to protect themselves a lot more. Now, what I honestly can see happening is, and I'm not saying this to start a revolt or anything like that. I'm just saying, and I'm just projecting what I see. But like I said, with these AI data centers, a lot of these tech billionaires, they're starting to build bunkers. And they're starting to look for housing underground. Now, what I think and what I believe is that they know something that obviously the majority of the public, they don't know. And this is just speculation right here, but I heavily and I strongly believe that they're building these not these AI, but they're building these bunkers because they know the calamity that's going to come to them if they decide to build these AI data centers and people aren't able to have clean drinking water. What these people have to understand is that without everyday citizens, none of these systems could run. If you don't have the 9-to-5 workers, right, the people up top, they don't get paid. So I don't know why they're so adamant about doing things and creating scenarios that hurt the public. To me, that's very troubling, and I would like to see leadership step up and do something about this to help the American taxpayers and the citizens of this country, because we have a voice and our voice deserves to be heard. Even here in Los Angeles, you're starting to see signs, and you're starting to see different little billboards for underground living here in Los Angeles. I've seen these billboards personally myself, and I hate to be one of those people who even projects and to speak about things in that light. But what I can definitely say is that you're gonna definitely see a lot of pushback from a lot of people about like these AI data centers, the war that's going on between Israel, Iran, and America, being that our entire governmental system, the deep state, has all been compromised and it's all been infiltrated, and the American people are starting to wake up and they're finally starting to see it, and it's starting to create tension with the American people, and the American people are starting to feel troubled and worried about our future and its direction of how things are going and where things are headed is not good. But like I said, what I strongly believe is that with these data centers being built and just all these different conflicts happening, you're going to start to see real major pushback in people. And I don't know what's going to come about that. I'm not preaching violence. I'm not preaching anything crazy like that. But what I can see that when people are put in a corner and they don't have resources and they're not able to eat and they don't have clean drinking water, you're going to have a huge problem on your hands. So I think you should be wise about that and definitely go about your business a different way, because the landscape of America right now, honestly, it's not very optimistic and it's not very encouraging right now. And that brings me to the third thing that I want to talk about. And I hate that I even have to talk about this because it's 2026 and you would think that people would be more mature. You would think that people would be more educated. You would think that people would have a lot more compassion. You got people who call themselves Christians. You got people who call themselves Muslims. You got people who consider themselves as great people. But what we're starting to see, not what we're starting to see, but what we've been dealing with on a large scale is this movement of anti-Blackness against African Americans, against Africans, against pretty much anybody with a dark complexion and a black complexion here in America. Recently, there was a police officer named Ashley Gonzalez, and she was a police officer for the Houston Police Department, and she was on Instagram on one of her lives calling black people niggers, calling black people all kinds of just nasty and just mean things. And she was saying how she couldn't wait to incite violence on black people, and she couldn't wait to harm and hurt and terrorize black residents of Houston, Texas as a police officer. And then we also, throughout social media, we have, I hate to even talk about this chump, but Chud the Fairy. And I will not give that man any type of true sentiment when this dude is walking around calling people niggers and terrorizing communities and people all across Memphis. And to me, he's doing this, and his grounds for doing this is free speech. Now, what's wild to me is that's fake patriotism. That's free speech, you can say whatever it is that you want, but when you're speaking hatred and you're committing hate crimes against people, that's not okay. Now, Chud the Fairy, right now, he's locked up, but he's starting to have copycats, and he's starting to have people who want to take after him and use his verbiage and harass black people across America. Now, it's 2026, right? And you would think that individuals would be more mature. You would think that throughout this time, throughout life and history, that we would come to a place to where we could have some solid understanding and we could have solid relationships with people, and we wouldn't have to deal with these hate crimes, and we wouldn't have to deal with these. My dog was just tripping, barking all crazy. But like I was saying, with these crimes that are being committed against black people, black Americans, it has to come to a point to where, you know, throughout history, we've seen the calamity, and we've seen the effects of racism that it's had on people, on the devastation, the cancer that it is to our country. It's fucking crazy. You know, in the NFL, they have on the back of their helmets, they say, end racism, end hatred, end bigotry, end fascism, end oligarchy. We have all these things that we say end. And, you know, throughout the media, we get politicians who always talk about anti-Semitism. What about anti-niggertism? What about anti-blackness? Blacknism, but anti-blackness. Here's what people have to come to the grips with. We're all born underneath the same sun. This ecosystem we all share, no matter if you're black, you're white, Asian, Arab. Every person on the face of this planet, we eat, we shit, we sleep, we fuck. That's just the reality. We bleed the same color. If you don't bleed the same color, then you might be an alien. Everybody on this planet has a right to be here. There's nobody on this planet who's better than another person. Here in America, I don't care what class you think you're in, you're still paying taxes to the government. You're still working to live. Slavery has been rebranded as employment. And that's not changing. This video is just getting harder and harder for me to finish because my dog keeps going crazy, keeps scratching on my door. I already took him out. I already did it. Everybody deserves to be here on this planet. Nobody should have to live in terror. Nobody should have to live in fear. Nobody should have to walk out their door and have the thoughts on their mind of that they're going to be violated by somebody out in public. And it's sad because it is. A lot of people, they also like to say, well, what about black on black violence? And that's just as egregious and as terrible too. Because we have people of our own kind who's willing to hurt and harm their own brother or their own sister, which makes them no better than the KKK. Makes them no better than them. We have there's been this sickening of thinking that has plagued our community and has plagued our country and has plagued the minds of millions of people, not only in this country, but around the world, where they say nasty things about black people, and they create infrastructures of straight survival and chaos and turmoil, and they expect people to sometimes act certain ways when in a lot of these communities and a lot of these different areas, when you're impoverished, when you don't have the same resources as wealthier different spots and towns and cities and areas around, the country, people, they're going to resort to different ways and different means of living. And that's sad to say. But I also believe that there can be a lot of education and there can be a reset and a change of mind. And we're human beings, just like everybody else. There's no difference in the way that I bleed and the way that somebody else bleeds. I know that what I'm saying might sound cookie cutter and it might sound kumbaya. It might sound all kinds of just not cool in your eyes, but to me, I just feel like we need to come to a place of just resolve from just a place of just ignorance and a place of hurt. People, they do dumb things and they put themselves in positions that they don't necessarily need to be in a lot of the times. And I just want to voice my opinion. I know that people, they're still going to be anti-black. I know people are still going to keep building these data centers. I know that people are going to still keep violating one another. But I just feel like somebody should just say something and do something about it. And I guess I'm doing that in my own little way. In ending, take care of your family. Look after your loved ones. Be there for your friends. Show up when it matters. Try to be a great example. Try to be cool to people. Be kind. Be nice. Those are all elementary things to say and do, but I feel like if we treat each other better, we could live in a better world and have a better society. And we can go about things in a doper way. But until that happens, we're just going to keep going around in these same circles with no resolve. The only thing I want to be is love. That's what I want to be. I just want to show love to people. I'm going to show love to people, but just know that I'm definitely going to be a lion, and I'm definitely going to speak. I'm never going to back down from any challenge, any test, any conversation about any of these things that I just spoke about today. Now, there ain't much more that I can say. There really ain't much more I can do. I want to say thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank y'all for just kicking in with your boy. Shout out to just everybody, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep elevating. Keep going up. Keep just trying to be better than what you were yesterday. Just be dope. I'm going to tap in with you guys again. Your boy is Johnny. I'm going to be out. Y'all stay happy. Y'all stay nappy. Y'all stay blessed. I don't know how this video going to come out because energy, effort, I don't know. I put all that into it, but you know, the result, I have no clue, man. I have no clue. I'm just a real person speaking his real feelings and just trying to make it in this world. And any way I can do that, I guess I'm gonna try. But y'all for sure, y'all take care, man. I'm gonna tap in with y'all later, man. Your boy is Johnny. I'm gonna be out. I love y'all. I swear to God I do. If anybody love you in this world, hey Johnny love you. Just know that. There ain't nobody that love you more than me. I'm sure of that. No, I'm playing. You probably your mommy and your daddy and all them too. They love you probably more than I do. But just know, nigga love you. All right, I'm gonna talk to y'all later, man. Shout out to Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to just dope shit. Shout out to Goku and Vegeta. Shout out to them. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. All right, man. Peace. You know, I was mad embarrassed at first to wear this rhinestone t-shirt, but this motherfucker hard. And it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, so why not wear the rhinestone t-shirt? You feel me? Why not rock it and just be yourself? I might look sparkly to the motherfucker, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. I'm still gonna rock it. I'm still gonna be fly with it. I just seen this video too of this girl. She was fine as hell. She was talking about all the dudes is real sparkly. All these rhinestones. And I didn't get, you know what? I'm going to say this to her credit. I know that this shirt had all these damn rhinestones on it. Just when I got it, I was like, whoa, this got hella rhinestones on this bitch. But it's hard as motherfucker, it's Stone Cold. So why not? I'm going to rock this sparkly ass shit. And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so. Nigga. All right, peace. Some crazy shit. Peace. It's gonna be all good. It's gonna be all good. It's gonna be all good. I just want to have a moment of transparency. I just got back from the hospital right now with my mom because she wasn't feeling too good. And this morning at 5 in the morning, she just wasn't feeling too popping. So I took I took her to the hospital, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon right now. She's still in there, and I just had to come home. So I had to walk my dog, and I had to make sure that Benji was straight. My mom, she told me to come back home, but life, man. Where's my lighter? Life, man. This shit could be super tough. It's super real all the time. I just want to have just a transparent moment with y'all and just had to come home and smoke and put on my Uraeus, because when I put on my Uraeus, it kind of just makes my body and my state of mind just be at peace. Fuck, man. I wish I had this shit all figured out. I wish I had all the answers. I wish I could just make my mom's health be just solid and okay, but I can't. I'm trying so damn hard in life right now. I'm trying so damn hard in life. And I don't feel like I'm winning. And I'm not complaining about this shit. I'm not. I know that other people, they go through things too. I'm not the only one that goes through things in life, but this shit is just tough sometimes, man. It's just tough. I try so damn hard. I try to be a good person. I try to do the right things. I pray, I meditate, I do whatever it takes, man. I do whatever it takes. But I don't know, man. Just sometimes this shit just gets rough. It gets difficult. And I know this doesn't really matter to really too many people, but my mind just felt overwhelmed. I ain't ate today. I just been worried. I've been troubled. I've been scared. For my madre, man, again, her legs, just all of a sudden it was started in her feet and her ankles. They started to swell up, and then just her legs started to swell up. So I ain't taking no chances on no shit like that, man. Mom. I don't know. That's one thing I do know is I don't know. So I don't know. I don't even know why I'm saying this. Fuck. I just get so frustrated, man. I want to win so bad in this life to help my family. All right, let me get off here. I love y'all, man. I fucking do.